Okay, Menendez Brothers. Okay, so the Menendez Brothers. This case is just sitting there. It's just sitting there, and nothing is happening. And it's like I feel like we're so close to the finish line with these guys, right? So close.
I mean, the thought that they were possibly going to be home for Thanksgiving, and now we're hitting the spring. They're not. There's no way they're going to be home for Easter. Not that they're Jewish, right? Aren't they Jewish? But
No,
there's
I don't
like
think they're
no
Jewish.
hopes for. No, yeah, you're right. Because he's Latin. There's no hope for them to come home even by 4th of July. I mean, it's it went from up here to down here. It's
So
I
the
feel bad.
Menendez, the Menendez brothers. I think everybody knows this story, but they were, accused, not accused. I mean, they did it. They walked into their house and they shot their parents. And they originally
Try
said they
covering
did
up.
right, tried covering it up, spent a whole ton of money because they were rich, privileged kids, and it looked real bad for them because of money. It looked bad for them. But eventually, it came out from the brothers, with a lot of people that backed it up, that they were in fact consistently long-term sexually abused and mentally abused, by both parents. Both parents. Even
Right.
Kitty was like very inappropriate with those kids, especially
Yes.
Lyle.
And I mean, talk about not being able to like go to your mom. I
Yeah,
mean, you had nobody other than your brother,
I
and
know.
that's not a
Nobody.
home. Like, can you imagine? And even the cousins would say things to and bring up things to even a Kitty, and Kitty was just like, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
she totally swept it under the rug. She just
We did
let the
a
father
we
do what he
did
said.
we did a big, like, a deep dive series on this. Please go back and look at it. It's really good.
Right.
You know, yeah. So anyway, so last I had heard they were waiting to find out, but I'll go through what I got here, okay? And it ain't much. But anyway, so on March 25th, the most recent developments are, okay, Nathan Hochman, district attorney, he withdrew his previous motion for resentencing that had been filed by his predecessor, which was George Gascon. He was the one who brought it forward that he wanted reconsideration for the sentencing. But then
Right.
he was voted out, right, at the election time.
Right.
And then Nathan Hochman takes over, and then he withdraws the motion, crushing everybody's hopes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But Hochman stated that he would only consider resentencing if the Menendez brothers sincerely and unequivocally admit to the full extent of their crimes and acknowledge any previous falsehoods related to the case. He also expressed he was skeptical of them regarding their claims, citing a lack of corroborative evidence presented during their trials. Now, the second trial didn't even let the evidence in. Nobody was allowed
I
to
know.
even talk about the truth because the
I
stupid
know.
judge said, nope, no sexual abuse testimony. How messed up is
Yeah,
that? So for him to
it is.
stand there and say, for this guy to stand there and be like, there's no corroborative evidence presented at trials. Well, if you had let them, why don't you look at the first trial's evidence? Because it's all there. And by the way, it's on YouTube if you want to watch it, people. There's like huge, like 100 and something videos on there, one by one. Go ahead and watch it. It's all
I'm,
on there for you to see.
we said it before during those videos. If this trial happened today, there's no way they would be considered guilty. But this this guy is like saying he's not even considering opening it up because there was lack of evidence in the trial. Like the fact that today's age, you know what they're claiming. How do you not even want to peek into what happened? I think it's a little bit of if we start opening up court cases, it'll roll over to other court cases. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I think
Yes.
it's just opening up a can of worms, kind of,
Oh,
or
do
a
you think they're
Pandora's box.
afraid? You think they're afraid, well, if we let them go, then how many other schmoes are going to come forward and be like, here, let Betty Broderick go, let this person go, let that person go? It's the same.
Right,
Right. I see your point.
right.
That could create a huge domino effect.
Like domino effect. Yeah,
But with with the nature of this case and how things went down, like it's getting like borderline cruelty to these boys at this point. And I call them boys because to me, they never grew up. They went to jail this way at age, well, how old were they? They were like 18, 19?
22.
Were they
22
22?
and 19. No, 18 and 22.
I mean,
or something like that.
it's not about justice anymore. It's about, let's just keep them locked up because it would be bad for us all to let them go, like you're saying. Like, this is going to be a trickle effect that'll happen if we let them go.
I mean, plus this is in California. They're very loosey-goosey in their, thought process in the sense of, everything's okay. And they're very open in the way that they feel of their feelings. So I'm really surprised that they're not even catering to this possibility of another trial or opening up the case to revisit it,
Yeah,
I'm surprised I'm surprised that it's such a shut case right now. I had such promise.
I think you hit the nail on the head. For them to let them go would mean every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to come knocking on the door going, well, then you should let us go based on you letting them go. My case aligns with the reason why you let them go.
Right.
Yeah. So the response from the family, let me see. Obviously, I'm just trying to see if there's anything here on the family. They maintain just that the brothers acted in self-defense. Governor's involvement. Right. Gavin Newsom has ordered the state parole board to conduct a comprehensive risk assessment of the Menendez brothers, and this assessment aims to determine whether the brothers would pose an unreasonable risk to public safety if they're released. Oh. And the findings will inform the governor's decision regarding potential clemency. A parole board hearing is scheduled for June 13th, 2025, after which the results will be reviewed by both the governor's office and a Superior Court judge.
Okay.
So
that's promising.
It's promising, but like you said, it was Thanksgiving, right? Then it was like January, and now we got to wait for June. And, I feel so bad for them. I really do. I feel terrible for them. And I just wish it was something that the people can do. Thankfully, TikTok really put out the Menendez case like 5 years ago, just to really started like making everybody known about the Menendez case. Right. And brought them back into the spotlight again. And it's like, I don't think any of this would be happening right now if it wasn't for TikTok putting them back out there again. So social media has a huge presence in helping in situations like this.
Well, I love TikTok. You know that.
I'm not a TikTok person. I'm not.
I sent you a video. You didn't comment it. You didn't go on it.
Well, whenever I get those links, I'm like, all right, is this like,
if
I
click
on this,
are you...
No, because there's people on Facebook that's like a friend of mine. They'll be like, "Hey, click on this," and it's really an imposter. So I get worried about stuff like that. I'm really very, very careful on clicking on things.